Good afternoon. Namaste. So, I wanted to speak briefly about devotion, um, which I didn't touch on before when I was talking about the healing and revealing process, the sort of reclaiming of my singing voice. As I'm traveling through this transition. But it's such an important and vital part of the process. In fact, it's critical to it. None of the rest of it would be happening if it weren't for that. My thoughts have been occupied this morning with this consideration, and with the consideration of the being whom I attached that energy of devotion to. And that being is Amma, who some know of as the hugging saint, and whom many recognize as a manifestation of the Divine Mother. Sometimes as Kali in her fierce form, and believe me, if you're not doing your spiritual work, she will kick your ass. But she also presents as Durga Devi, which, even though there's a fierceness in Durga, she's riding a tiger with, arms full of weaponry, but it is the fierceness of the mother protecting innocence in that form, and otherwise her manifestation is pure mercy. And that's the element that I'm thinking of today. That's the quality that is really seeping into my heart this morning. As I awoke and I rose into my emerging meditations, I felt overcome with this sense of mercy, like being bathed in warm water. And I sat with a painting of mine in which the central figure is Amma. And the painting began as a kind of murti of her, to be able to hang up and gaze at her and consider her form and the message that comes through her being. And it is still that, but there's a lot more going on in that painting. And the other things that are going in that painting relate to my spiritual journey, as a spiritual being, as a creative being, and as someone who is moving through their spiritual initiations by virtue of physical ordeal. What I'm doing to my body in the quest to realize my full potential is a part of that journey. When I first saw Amma and received her Darshan, I looked very different than I do now. I had not begun transitioning. But the look of absolute recognition on her face and the joy with which she greeted me, these huge sparkling eyes and this broad smile on her face, I knew in that moment who it was that she saw. And I knew that she could see through the sort of veil of my form at the time. And the energy was one of, you're finally here. It's so good to see you again. And when that wave of recognition and mercy washed over me, my head just went down in her lap like a small child. And I just collapsed in her lap. I put my arms around her waist, and I felt her hand caressing my head and rubbing my back, and she was singing to me. And it seemed like, even though that moment must have only lasted 2 minutes at the most, if that. It felt like an eternity of bliss and of this unconditional love and mercy. And from that moment onward, I realized a few things spoken silently through her touch. One was, love is the force that guides. Period. That's it. That's all. That's love is the force that guides. Nothing else. And that mercy is the heart of the law. Always. Mercy is the heart of the law. And I knew that my inner warrior, which is proud and bows to no one and to nothing, except for reality with a capital R, had a place of sanctuary. He had a place to come and rest his head and receive mercy. And so this is what is on my mind when I'm thinking about this process of rising up continuously out of the ashes like a phoenix through the process of this transition, and contending with some of the things that are very challenging to me emotionally and psychologically. One of those is primarily having to do with my voice. As it changes, as it comes to stability and loses stability, as it fluctuates, as it settles, as it fluctuates again. And my deep need to presence in the bliss of song through chanting the holy names, through offering my heart through my music, not wanting to lose that precious, precious thing, but having to let go of it again and again. And I feel her presence. It's that stroking, that singing, and the message of it is, this will pass, and you will pass through it, and you will come through the fire, and what will emerge from you will be beyond anything you can possibly imagine. I have to have faith in that. I have to trust in that message. And in the meantime, I offer my imperfect invocation. And so the Divine Mother is on my mind and in my heart today. And Amma is very much on my mind and in my heart. And so I'd like to chant some. And Hey Ma Durga. 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 Hey Namaste.